In 1958, Italia Società di Navigazione, or commonly known as the Italian Line, began planning new ships that were slightly larger than SS Leonardo da Vinci, which at the time was being built. And at the same time, jet aircraft had not yet been a notable effect on the Mediterranean area, and the Italian Line wanted to make a huge bet for transatlantic travel. Both ships were designed to replace the MS Saturnina and MS Vulcania, which had already reached their lifespan. Both ships were designed to be true ocean liners. Following 4 years of delays, the first of the new liners, Michelangelo, was launched in 1962. Her sister ship, Raffaello, follows suit in 1963. Both ships were named after the architects with the same name. After several days, the Michelangelo performed her maiden voyage in May 12, 1965. Despite issues such as vibration and preventing reaching her service speed, her voyage was a huge success as she sailed for New York to rave good reviews. Raffaello followed suit 3 months later with the same issues that were presented in the Michelangelo. However, as they were on the verge of a successful career, their popularity quickly began to fade as jet aircraft was a dominant mode of transportation even on the Mediterranean. By 1975, the Italian government announced that they will cut the support of the liners. Both Michelangelo and Raffaello were laid up. Just 3 years after the ships were laid up, Knut Kloster, one of the founders of Norwegian Cruise Line, decided to buy both Michelangelo and Raffaello. His line was a success due to sailing on the Caribbean and plans to add larger ships. Despite SS France was considered, he decided to not buy it as he wanted two cruise ships with the same overall design. Michelangelo and Raffaello were bought in 1979 and renamed to the Norway and the Oslo, respectively. People were outraged as they thought that converting a ocean liner, especially a large one, would never work as a cruise ship. However, Kloster was a pioneer and believed that a ship could be a destination on itself and wanted to prove people wrong.
Raffaello, now named the Oslo, was rechristened on the 10th of July, 1981, which was coincidentally the same date where the ship had originally made its maiden voyage. From there, the ship would perform its maiden voyage for her new owner on a New York to Miami route on the 20th of July. Immediately, the Oslo was a success with passengers that would be drawn in due to her size, her history, but most importantly, her new amenities on the ship. This would spark a frenzy of competition to build the largest ship with the new and greatest amenities, a trend which still continues to this day. Her sister ship, Michelangelo, now named the Norway, would perform her maiden voyage in 1981, as she would suffer some delays. Nonetheless, she was also a success. In time, both ships were modified several times to stay competitive and to comply with safety regulations. However, as the days would go by, the ships would start to reach the end of their lifespan, and Norwegian would decide to make retirement dates between the years 2000 and 2005, but decided to make one last upgrade called the Grand Finale in 1995, with new amenities and new motor engines, which would in turn make them MS Norway and MS Oslo, as steamship engines have plagued both ships. Finally, in 2007, the MS Norway was retired. Just a year later, her sister ship, MS Oslo, was also retired. Both ships were originally put for sale, as the public would start questioning the future of the two ships. However, the CEO at the time would announce that both ships would never sail and never be sold, as they had reached the end of their lifespan. Turning them into hotel ships would be more expensive than refitting them. And eventually, both ships would be sold for scrap in 2010, ending their 40-plus year career.